What's up, my cocky little eggplants? This is Rob from A Gay Guy Plays, and yes, I looked it up. Eggplants are actually fruits, but regardless, we are back with another installment of the Weekly Nightwave, the series where we take a look at this week's acts and figure out the most efficient or most entertaining way to take them on. In addition to that, this is going to be our first installment of the Warframe of the week. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me for my Wukong fashion, so I figured I would hand that over, but in addition, I wanted to go ahead and show you a more star chart friendly variant of the Umbral build that I had actually gone ahead and published. Regardless, let's go ahead and kick things off with a little bit of housekeeping because I did want to remind you guys of one quick thing. So do be aware that we have Plague Star currently going on. It's available for the next 2 days and 15 hours. So please be sure that you are spending all of the points that you need to spend in order to get your Forma or any of the other little bits and pieces that you need to pick up. In addition to that, do be aware that June 2nd is going to be the last day for Loki and Volt Prime relics that you can find in the Void, so make sure you're going ahead and finishing that up if there are any last little bits that you need. Gotta be a friendly reminder, want to make sure that y'all are taken care of. Regardless, let's go ahead and jump on in, starting with the daily. So we have Communicator, which was like the daily from the other day, and I keep saying that I'm going to do it, but I haven't yet. It's Mark 5 mods or resources, so hopefully I will remember this time around. Meltdown, which is super easy. Kill 150 enemies with corrosive damage. Now let's go ahead and move on to the... Oh, this is another daily. There's another one. Kill 150 enemies with abilities, and that's Power Trip. And then we get into our weeklies. So Eliminator, complete 3 exterminate missions. In addition to that, we have Unhunts. Pick up 8 rare mods. Then we have Eximus Eliminator, that's a lot of E's, kill 30 Eximus. We have Jailer, complete 3 capture missions. Operative, complete 3 spy missions. And then we have our elite weeklies, which is Sortie Expert, complete 3 sorties, as well as Survival. Complete a survival mission reaching at least 30 minutes. Now, if I'm going to be honest with you, basically everything is almost able to be done aside from the mission specific things with this survival one. So in that survival mission with at least 30 minutes, you can go ahead and probably pick up some rare mods. You can also go ahead and complete your Power Trip, kill enemies with abilities, Meltdown with corrosive, and communicate with the mods and all of that kind of stuff. The only things that you really do have to worry about are, of course, killing the capture missions, the spy missions, and I believe there's an exterminate mission? Yes, the exterminate mission. So those ones are super easy in and out kind of stuff. So this week is just a joy, and it's amazing because of the fact that this is the week that we get our hands on the Eidolon Ephemera. So I'm super freaking excited because it's almost here, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a video of all of the ephemeras because, need I remind you, I've done so much freaking grinding and I've finally got all of them. So I don't know, hopefully they don't release anything too stressful too soon that I won't be able to pick up. The only thing that I think is going to be a little bit of a pain in my ass is, of course, the complete 3 sorties. So just make sure that you're getting one knocked out for tonight. I always like to save the Sunday ones for this kind of thing. Like, I'll do it later in the day after the Nightwaves come out, so that way you can go ahead and get credit for that one for that day, and then you'll be able to get one on Monday and Tuesday, and then boom, you are done. So speaking of being done, let me go ahead and hand over my Wukong customization for you because so many people had been asking for it. Okay, so I actually went ahead and did 2 different customizations for you guys using the new Mithra skin that came out in the most recent batch of Tenogen. However, if you want to take a look at a little bit of a throwback, I will go ahead and leave a link up in the top corner as well as one in the description box below for the Wukong Auman skin, so you'll actually find 3 different looks there. Regardless, let's go ahead and jump into our first look, which of course is our iconic rose gold look. Now, this was one of the ones that actually kind of took me for a little bit of a run, mainly because of the fact that I didn't think that I would want to use such a light color on the primary or on the secondary, but after I kind of toyed around with it a bit, I was like, I really like it. However, there is one thing that I did want to point out, and I think that this is consistent throughout all of the other Wukong skins, and I wished that the Tenogen artists that had played around around with it, was able to alter this. But if you notice, the panels on the side are actually untintable, which is kind of like a really, really big bummer. But I also looked at the Auman skin, like I'd mentioned earlier, and I realized that wasn't tintable either. So if anybody is working on a new Wukong skin, see what you can do about those dark panels, because I don't like that being something that I can't mess around with. I really want to be able to like touch every single part of a skin that I am working with. Regardless, this is the very, very first look, and I actually used a really, really interesting combination for the energy colors, which is this green and this gold. I didn't think that would work out, but I did want a little bit of a throwback to the whole jade monkey thing. I don't know if jade is actually incorporated in his lore, but it's in Asian cultures. As you can tell, I'm a really, really bad Asian. By the way, this is a Redux episode, so all of the color codes will be found down in the description box below. Moving along, I had to switch it up a little bit. You know, when you have a light color on the secondary, you got to do a dark color on the secondary to kind of mishmatch up the looks. So this time I actually used a rosy metallic, and I went ahead and incorporated that in. Again, we have those dark panels on the side that nobody has touched quite yet. And actually, I do believe, please tell me that this is a this is in the Gamma palette. I actually wanted to use specifically the Gamma palette for this because I know that everybody who's been doing Nightwave should have access to it now. So listen, it's your opportunity to go ahead and toy around with it, because in the center part of the skin on, I believe it's the secondary. Yep, it is the secondary. You can actually literally just go down this row and just alter the color as you see fit. I was actually thinking of going with that navy blue right there because I think it's a really, really pretty tone. But because of the fact that we use such neutrals on the rest of the skin, you're really able to alter it in such a way that you like. I also wanted to do like a jade green kind of variation, but listen, it's going to be up to you. You guys play around with it as you see fit. I've had a lot of fun with this palette, so I'm glad that you guys can finally get your hands on it. But yeah, that is definitely an option that is available for you guys. So when you take a look at the color codes, know that the secondary is something that you can go ahead and play around with. So I hope you guys enjoy those customizations. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the build that I'm currently running with him. So as you guys know, I usually use Wukong for solo survivals in MOT and all of that kind of stuff. And this is actually the build that I'm using there. This is one that I actually covered in a different video. I'll leave a link up there and down there, or however it goes. But I wanted to go ahead and do a more star chart friendly variation, and I really only altered like 2 parts of this. So as you can see, instead of having Hunter's Adrenaline, I actually swapped that out with a couple Arcane Energizers. So that way, any of the orbs that you pick up along the way, you'll be able to kind of really keep your stores on top of, because we've got a prime flow in there. And then, of course, we have energy conversion. At first, I was really, really bummed because I was like, oh my god, I don't have anything in that dash slot that I could potentially use. It's so frustrating. And then I was like, wait, energy conversion exists, and Wukong is a channeling Warframe. So really, all you have to do is just, whenever you get an energy orb the first time, you could go ahead and toggle on your Primal Fury, and boom, you got an extra 50% power strength stick instead of using something along the lines of Augur Secrets to give it a little bit of a strength boost. So you have that there. Same thing can go for the monkey, just so that you guys know. So when you're using Celestial Twin, you can actually just retarget your Celestial Twin, hold down the button, and it'll make him go away. Then you can go ahead and recast it with the energy conversion energy orb on there. So for those of you guys who don't know what energy conversion is, of course, energy orbs grant 50% more power strength or more ability strength to your next cast. So just in case you guys needed to go ahead and play around with that. But because of the fact that Wukong is pretty much toggled on, I guess you would say, because, you know, you have your clone, it's a single cast, you can just leave it up and it'll go do what you want to do. And as long as you're using Arcane Energize to kind of fuel your Primal Fury, you can pretty much keep that up permanently. Then really the only times you need to go ahead and toggle things on are for when you go ahead and use, Defy. And usually, God willing, everything is okay and you don't have to do it too much on regular star chart missions. So that is the variant that I am currently using, because listen, not everybody is doing hour plus solo survivals, and sometimes you need a little bit of a variant on that. So that is going to be it for this week. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little Warframe spotlight. Let me know if there's anything that you think I could add, or anything that you think that I could do differently to kind of highlight them a little bit more. But in addition to highlighting, I'm gonna shout out a YouTube channel that has nothing to do with Warframe, but has been something that I've been enjoying every week. FoundFlix. If you have not checked them out, they literally just go through a whole bunch of Netflix movies, and a lot of them are horror, and a lot of them are bad horror. And I don't really like watching bad horror, but I like the fact that this guy actually goes in and delves into all of these individual movies, and he'll actually give you all of the weird backgrounds, and he'll give you all of the endings and all of that kind of stuff. So if you want to be able to dodge watching bad Netflix horror movies, but still kind of want to know what's going on, definitely go ahead and check that out. I will also leave a link down in the description box below. He's been a lot of great help for me as I have been grinding through Nightwaves or been farming out things. Regardless, that about does it for me this week on the Nightwave, my cocky little eggplants. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!